Hi, Jim Brandvik here. I wanted to take a moment before the big reveal and just thank you guys for participating. It was a lot of fun for me reading all your comments, clever that they were. And also to thank you for really jumping on board and getting behind the work that I'm doing. I really appreciate your support. I've just had such a good time connecting with you guys and making new friends. And I hear from someone new every day about how they're using the serrated bezel indexing tool. And you know, when I made that tool, I had no idea that it would be as well received as it is. So thank you very much. And now let's get on to the reveal. This next tool is a tool that's actually designed to work with the serrated bezel indexing tool and to expand what you can do with your serrated bezel indexing tool. I have to think of a better name for that tool because that's a mouthful, isn't it? Sorry. Anyway, I will take you over to the bench and we'll have a look at the new tool. Thanks. Okay, here is a piece of bezel material. I believe this is 18 gauge that I have already created the serrations on. And if you look carefully, if you pause your computer, I'm sure you'll be able to find some cuts that are not as deep as they should be. Maybe there's a couple of cuts that are deeper than the rest, and that's kind of hard to avoid even if you get in a groove, no pun intended, and you're really careful about being consistent in the number of saw strokes that you take. Pressure, the angle that you're holding the saw, the amount of pressure that you're applying, the speed which you're sawing, if that's not all identical from cut to cut, it's really hard to keep the individual cuts identical to one another. And that's why I came up with the Bez-jawZ. What I used to do in the past is to be able to hide those inconsistencies. As an engraver, I would make a tiny, narrow graver and put this bezel on its side, hold it down with some hot glue, made a mess. There was a lot of cleanup involved. And then I would engrave the lines. I would extend the line from the top down the side of the bezel material. And that does a great job of hiding any inconsistencies. And it carries the line that is on the top all the way down the side. So on the outside of the stone, you have lines running down all the way around the stone. And it's just a really nice, very attractive bezel when it's done right. But I know that only a small percentage of jewelers are also engravers, and even if you are an engraver, you know how difficult it is to engrave perfectly straight parallel lines. So I wanted to try and figure out a way to make this process more accessible to non-engravers and easier for people like me who have been doing it with engraving tools. So I came up with this tool. It's called Bez-jawZ, as I mentioned earlier. And the way this works, I'm going to put some photos in that will show you the geometry up close. But there's a pinch point here that these are expandable. I hope you can see. You can expand them out to about probably 9 millimeter, 8, 9 millimeter, and you can pinch them down all the way to, like 2 millimeters. But these are what machinists call soft jaws. And the way they work is you put your workpiece, in this case bezel material, into the soft jaws, and then you put the soft jaws into, let's see if I can get some more light here, into your, sorry about that, into your vise. And I use this GRS Benchmate vise, but these Bez-jawZ will work with any bench vise. It could be a big vise, it could be a shop vise, it could be a small vise. I've used these with my engraving ball, and it works just fine. But I'm not going to use, like I said, I've only been able to make 62 of these so far. I'm not going to use this nice one. I'm going to give this one away in a bit. I'm going to use my prototype, which I've already been using to make jewelry with. And you'll see that the prototype is marked up from my saw coming in contact with it, and that's perfectly okay. That's to be expected. These are made of aluminum, so they're not going to dull your saw, and they're not going to damage the bezel material either. I've done gold bezels and sterling bezels with this prototype, and I've been real happy with the results. But your Bez-jawZ will get marked up with use. Don't be concerned about that. They're perfectly capable of handling that. So what I'm going to do now is get this arranged and make a few saw marks. It works just the same with the serrated bezel indexing tool. It works exactly the same as if you were putting serrations on the top of the bezel, except this time we're starting on the very end of the bezel. This time we're making saw marks on the side of the bezel, and it just looks so attractive. Now I'm dropping the tab of the tool into the next slot, and because I'm using the same end of the tool for this procedure as I used when I was doing the top, it lines up perfectly with the line that I cut in the top of the bezel. You know, I've had so much fun talking with you guys about using this. I've gotten so much good feedback on Etsy, and I really try to do my best to get things out the same day or at least the next day. And so many people have been good about leaving nice comments about the customer service that I try to provide, and it just makes me want to do a better job, an even better job. I'm not going to go all the way through this, or if I do, I'll fast forward the video so you don't have to listen to me drone on. It's actually biting with about a half a millimeter. The bezel material sits down about a half a millimeter. So you wouldn't want to use this with anything really skinny, but the whole point of doing this, the whole point of making this tool and this tool is so you can make bezels out of thicker material. And again, I love the way the thicker material looks and works, and I hope you do too. Obviously you do. Hundreds of people have bought the first tool, and again, that's just so exciting for me, and it's I thank you, my family thanks you, and it makes me want to do more things like this. So anyway, here's a short piece of that bezel to show you what you can achieve. And when you oxidize that, it just really pops. It looks so nice. Okay, now it's giveaway time. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. There's a website called Comment Picker, and it's completely automated. There's nothing that you do except put the URL, the address of the video that you want to choose winners from. So I won't have anything to do with this at all. It'll be the computer doing it. I'm going to get the camera close to the computer so you can see who the winners are and what their comments are. I'm going to do this 3 times. These tools literally take like 30 minutes to make each of them. So I'm giving away an hour and a half of my life to you guys, because you've been such good supporters, and such it's been so much fun for me to enter this world of tool making. So anyway, let's get started. This should be fun. Okay, here we are. I'm going to try and get you as close as I can get you and zoom in so you can see who the winners are and what they said. So I put my video's address in the proper place. Now I think all I have to do is hit start. Hello, start. Oh, come on. All right, I'll get right back with you. Okay, it truly was operator error. I know what I did wrong now. Okay, winner number one is... Barbara Mason, who wrote, "Once a tool junkie, always a tool junkie." I agree, Barbara. 100%. Now I think I have to refresh the page to get the second one, so put in my URL, hit search, and winner number two is Teresa Davis, who wrote, "Can't wait." Teresa Davis, you know how chatty she is. Takes her 2 words to say what other people can say in 20. All right, here we go again. I'm going to refresh. I was just kidding, Teresa. Congratulations, by the way. And search. And the winner is... Drum roll. Maybe I'll edit in the snare drum. Experimental wins. I don't know who Experimental is, but this person says, "Can't wait to see the real reveal." Clever play on words. Congratulations. Awesome. Fun stuff. You gotta find your fun where you can. All right, folks. Thanks so much. Almost forgot. There's a link just below the video in my comments in the description of the video, and it will take you to my Etsy store if you want to pick up a set of the Bez-jawZ. And if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do. I've got some other things that I'll be releasing hopefully sooner than later. And I'd also like to expand, the purpose of this channel other than just selling tools. I'd like to start a dialogue with you about the business, the jewelry business. Just, there's a lot of good YouTube channels about, tutorial channels about making jewelry, but there aren't a lot of places you can go to learn about the business of being a jeweler, and that's something I'm really passionate about. So if you will subscribe, and I'll be putting out some videos, hopefully on like a weekly basis, that will get that dialogue going. Thanks again. Have fun. Bye. Okay, I think this is going to work. I live out in the country and I have really slow internet, so no, it didn't work. Why won't it work? Enter your YouTube. Oh, I guess. Okay, I figured it out. I hadn't put the correct address in. 1, 2, 3. Hello. This is frustrating. Okay, I restarted my computer. Cross your fingers. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's try again. Oh, crap. Sorry.